My name is Ari Susanti. You can call me Ari. I'm honored to be your moderator in the first Innopet webinar during the session 3 for today's event. Uh, we will have two presenters in this session. The first is Mr. Sakari Koivunen from Turku University of Applied Science, Finland, and Mr. Asih Budiono from Bunus University, Indonesia. This presenter will be discussing about the project module. The project model concept has developed in Turku University of Applied Science and it belongs to the Educational Research, Development and Innovation Methods family. Overall, all these ERDI methods are the key elements of the innovation pedagogy learning approach. But since we were still waiting for Mr. Sakari Koivunen from Turku University to join us. But while we're waiting for him, can we start with the session with Mr. Asih Budiono from Bunus University? Uh, Mr. Al- Mr. Tri Asih Budiono, are you ready to present your presentation? Hello, Mr. Asih? Mr. Tri?
Yeah, hello.
Hello, since we're still waiting for the Sakari to join us, can we start from you to present your presentation?
Are you sure? Because the proceeding is like
Yeah.
creator of the learning method supposed to explain what the learning method means, and then I, the Pinus, as implementer, we explain the implementation. So if it is put it the other way around, I think it's not gonna work. It's not gonna work.
Yeah, but we still waiting for him to join us, and there's still no any confirmation from him whether he will be join us today or not. So what about we just continue to see your experience in Binus University?
Explain about project module first.
Yeah. What about that, Mr. Tri?
Ya, nggak saya bawa modul. Saya siapkan. Ya, aman.
Yeah, okay. Then what if, let's say, until I finish, Mr. Sakari also not showing up yet? Then what do I do?
We just we just see what about your experience in this focus to or your sharing experience in Binus University, and then let's see what's the audience whether they have any question or not. Okay. I think this show must go on, I think.
Yeah.
Sorry, Mr. Tri.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, you can prepare your presentation and Sakari will join us later. Yeah, they're still on preparation. Oh yeah. Okay. Sakari will present after you, Mr. Tri, since we already have the information that Mr. Sakari is still on their workshop. So he will join us later on. So you can start first.
Okay. All right.
Oh yeah. Okay. First, udah. Okay, audience, we will start our presentation from Mr. Triasi Budiono. Mr. Triasi Budiono is the Director of Academic Development at Yunus University International. Mr. Tri started his professional career as a software engineer in Indonesian National Atomic Agency in 1996 before attending a master's study in information technology at Queensland University of Technology in 1999. After completing his master's degree, he took a short career in software industry by joining Jetty Solution and software developer in 2001. Later, he joined Universitas Bina Nusantara in 2002 as an associate lecturer in computer science. In 2004, Mr. Tri was appointed to head of School of Computer Science in the same university. Mr. Tri started his doctoral study in computer science in Murdoch University, Perth, Western Australia in 2009, and then hold the position of Director of Academic Development at University Bina Nusantara in 2014. Now may I call Mr. Triasi Budiono. You will have 10 minutes of time to give your presentation. Okay, Mr. Tri, the time is yours.
Yeah.
That's great.
Okay.
Hello, everyone. Hello. Okay. Yeah, my name is Tri, as the Miss Moderator told us. Managing the pilot project module here at Yunus University International. The project module is a learning method which is developed by TUAS, Turku University of Applied Sciences, in Finland. My counterpart, Mr. Sakari, is not shown up yet. Hopefully he'll be joining later after my talk. Well, the project module is learning method. Now, why it is called project? Why it is called module? It's a module because the content of the learning will be focused on a project, real project. Well, it is called module because it is a combination of few courses. So the courses which has a small number of credit, then combined into bigger number of credit to make it appropriate for the project, which normally large project. So that's why it is called project module. We implemented this project module for one semester since September last year to January this year. Okay, I'll share what we have implemented, what we have learned, and how we actually evaluated the project module at our University Bina Nusantara International. So because it was a pilot, we didn't apply on a real modular basis, but instead we just picked up one course called software engineering and packaged this course as a project module. This course is offered for the 5th semester student. It's worth 4 credit unit. So if you look at the weekly load of the student load, 4 credit means lecturing 2 hours. I mean, 2 face-to-face meeting with lecturer 2 hours, and then laboratory activity 2 hours, and student independent work for 4 hours. So it's make up like 8 hours a week for the student to study. Now, since in the project module, the student will not study in the classroom, instead they will study in the company side, then we need to make the equivalent man days or working days for the student. So 8 hours weekly load means that calculation on the slide, 16 man days. So this fits very well with our semester, since our semester runs for 16 weeks. It means that the student joining this project module will be spending 1 day per week in the company site. So we have in total like 38 students enroll in this course, and we divide into student joining normal class, regular class in the classroom, and 3 students joining the project module. Why it is only 3? Because it is based on tests, interview tests by the company, so they just selected the best student. So this arrangement fits very well with our semester schedule, runs for 4 months, 16 weeks. Okay, I'll show you the actual daily teaching learning in the classroom. So part of the student learning in the classroom and the software engineering, while the rest of the student, the 3 students, they work in the company. So their learning activities like progress reporting and then weekly coaching with the company tutor, and also project development in the company side. Now, the company that is that participated in this project model is called Aitindo. This is in Jakarta, and actually the CEO, the founder, the owner is one of our alumni, Raymond Agung Setiadi, the rightmost. The Aitindo actually won the silver medal during the what is called a campaign of the Digital Agency 2015 in Singapore. So it is a good company. Now the job assignment for the student in the project module is called Digital Solution Specialist. So they basically develop software for some client company, and the company assigned them with a specific project. It is called convenience store receipt validation. And to manage their learning, Windows appointed the supervisor, the university supervisor, me and Ibu Yanti, also the lecturer, the coach, Pak Supriya, the assessment officer, Pak Ahmad Sechi, and the company tutor from the company is called Pak Ferry Mulyono. This is the project brief that was supposed to be done by the student. What interesting here is it defines the technical skill that should be achieved by the student. It includes web CMS backend using PHP frameworks, web front-end using HTML, CS, JavaScript, machine learning, and computer vision using open source library. They also define the soft skill for the student to be achieved. For example, breaking down the complex project into manageable modules, and then module integration, front-end, back-end, OCR engine, research and prototyping, and problem-solving framework. These are mapped very well with we call it as intended learning outcome of the course. So those 4 outcomes, I put there the highlight, red and blue. For example, understand the requirement engineering of the software, and so on and so forth. And also it is mapped very well with the content of the course. If you look at this table, it includes web engineering process, planning, modeling, designing, constructing, and so on. So the project that was given by the company must match with the learning outcome and the content of the course. Now, having participated or joined the project module for 4 months, during their 4 months working in the company, we also assess their performance, how well they work. So this is actually the component of the assessment in the course, in the original course. So it includes quiz, exercise, case study, project 1 and project 2, along with their weights, just like that. But this for the regular course in the classroom. In the project module, in the permanent side, we map to this assessment. So it started with job interview with the company owner, the company, the CEO, and then presentation 1, which actually project plan, presentation 2, designing the project, presentation 3, which is built or constructing the project, and then presentation 4 is the final result of the project. This presentation were conducted in front of the lecturer and the company representative. So that map with the initial original assessment, project 1 and project 2. Also, we need to evaluate how good actually the project model itself. So we asked the student to write a weekly reflection, which is mapped to the quiz assessment of the original assessment. And then site observation, this is like our evaluation officer went to the company and observed while the students are working. Then questionnaire to ask them a few questions about how they work, and interview. Now, I would like to share what actually the students said about what they have done. Okay, look at this. Whether they like or dislike project module. Yes, they like it because it brought to them new experience. It connected them with the real world. They got a lot of things outside class. It helped them to learn to get along with others. It's not boring. They can learn from the working people, manager and CEO, and the project module can build their character. They dislike PM, well, it's just like that. I mean, they like and also dislike. Why they disliked it? Because they thought that the project module is not well integrated with the regular class, and it was time consuming. Yeah, that makes sense. They have to travel, they have to go to the company site, and it's kind of hard for them to adapt with the new environment, the working people. Okay, and how they perceive their company tutor. They said that yes, they have many advices, they have more knowledge. Yes, they have more. They are more straightforward, telling what to do. They are professional, giving advice relevant to the project, while lecturer is only theoretical. They also said their perception on the lecturer. This is not good, actually. We need to learn from this. Oh my goodness. They said that the lecturer gave them case study or something, but it's not relevant to the company. Even they said that the lecturer don't know what they are doing in the company. Even said that they said the lecturer is just textbook person. Okay, maybe it's good lesson from us. Also, they asked the lecturer to more often visit student and company. Also, they said that the lecturer didn't know what they are doing in the company, and when they give advice, it's not relevant to the company. Well, that's what they said. So what we can do, but this is like lesson from us. We need to improve that next time. In other aspect, they also said this thing needs to be improved. Among other, the schedule, how their schedule can be more synchronized with other courses. You know that while they are doing project module, they're still doing some other courses. So they asked that the schedule should be more synchronized. Also, the coaching scheduling, they said that please not make it in conflict or clash with the working schedule. And they also asked whether the coaching can be done by the company tutor, not by the lecturer. About the grading, about the assessment, they said that the BINUS, the lecturer, needs to give more focus on the presentation and what the student was actually doing in the company. Yeah, not only on the result of the project, the report, something like that. And also, they said that the lecturer needs to visit students more often in the company. So that's the what we have done last semester. So 3 students working in Itindo, an IT consulting company, for 16 weeks. They learn a lot from them, but also they criticize the project module as well. We learn from it. We actually quite happy with the result of the project module. So we intend to apply this learning method, project module, into our new initiative. It is called one-year internship program. Normally in other university, even at Venus University before this, the internship only lasts for 3 months. Now we extended to 1 year because we want to develop more employability skill for our students. Now we have more students joining, not only 3. We have 8 to 3, 13 students. And now we have also more company to participate. So we have 5 companies. And we apply to 3 program studies, so computer science, information system, and international business. Now we have more proper arrangement of the modularized scheme for this project module. Instead of only have 1 course and package as a module, now we have at least 2 courses to package into 1 module. So with the computer science next semester, actually this semester started already, we have 3 courses: wireless mobile software engineering, distributed systems, and enterprise application packaged into a project module. And its student will be working in 3 company: Itindo, Icehouse, Metrodata. All of them are IT consulting company and software house. With the information system program, there are 4 courses packaged into project module, and 2 students will be spending their time in Oracle Indonesia for 1 year. The last program study is international business, and it has 2 courses of Southeast Asian culture and business ancient packaged into 1 project module, and 3 students will be doing internship by using project module in Porsche Indonesia. So that's actually what we have done and what we will do doing this semester. I think that's a really good experience for us. So that's why we apply this project module into our new initiative, 1-year internship program. Yeah, that's all from me. I hope that you can listen clearly to my voice. I hope you have many questions. Thank you, moderator.
Yes. Yeah. Okay, thank you for your nice presentation, Mr. Tri, for sharing us for motivation and choosing this method to apply it in your university. You already shared to us the step-by-step of in-action implementation, and also the interesting that method can give the students the real experience in the company or in the working world directly from the company. Okay, since Mr. Sakari has already joined us, I will contact Mr. Sakari. Hello, Mr. Sakari. Mr. Sakari? Can you hear
me now?
Yes, I can hear you loud and clear, sir. Thank you. Okay. You just be ready, okay? I will okay, participants, now we will have our second speakers from TUAS, Turku University of Applied Science, Mr. Sakari Koivunen. Mr. Sakari Koivunen is a leader of education research at Turku University of Applied Science. Mr. Koivunen has specialized in the industry university collaboration and modern pedagogical methods. He is teaching industrial robotics and production automation, and he is conducting his dissertation research of gamification and virtual environment in engineering education. Without further ado, may I call Mr. Sakari Koivunen. You will have 10 minutes of your time to give your presentation. Mr. Sakari, the time is yours.
Okay, thank you. Just to check, can you see my presentation now okay?
Not yet. Not yet, sir. You have to click share
Let's see, I have to find that.
on the left top of the menu, share, and then share my screen.
Okay, that's very good. Okay, thank you so much.
Yes. Okay, you can start. Yes, I can see your...
I hope you can see it okay now.
Yes, yes.
Okay, so thank you for inviting me. My name is Sakari Koivunen and I'm from Turku, Finland. I'm working as a senior lecturer and leader of education and research in Turku University of Applied Sciences. And today I will talk with you a little bit about project module, which is kind of like a continuation of the project hatchery that you heard about in yesterday's webinar. So the background of project module is so that we need to find projects for students. So they will learn more in-depth knowledge of the topics and learn that with the industry and get practical experiences how to apply their knowledge and how to work in teams. And the module means basically that it's a bigger topic than just one course. It's 15 ECTS credits. So students pick 2 modules per semester. It usually consists of 3 courses and it can have more than one teacher. Typically one module has 2 or 3 teachers. So basically a module is a bigger unit than a course and it has many teachers and might have many courses. And that is basically a project module. So it's a big topic that we work on with projects. And here you can see how it relates to the project hatchery. So basically, in the top left corner, you can see the project hatchery, which is just 5 credits. And it's in the beginning of the studies. And then the students have only a limited set of skills, so they are not too experienced yet. And the project module, on the other hand, is on the upper right corner, and it's a bigger unit than a project hatchery, and then the students already have quite much knowledge on their topic, so they know how to work with the companies, and they have quite much understanding of engineering in this case, because I'm working with engineering students. So they are having this module quite close to the graduation in their 3rd year. And some of the objectives of the project module are so that we will not have any lectures. We will give students some information, but only when they ask. So they have to recognize the need for information first and then ask for some kind of briefing or information or some kind of lecture. So we will not just give them traditional lectures at all. And pretty much all the cases that they are working on are real-world cases from the industry. So the students are working with different companies and working with real timelines and schedules. And the teachers and the industry persons are kind of like tutoring the students. So whenever the students have some questions on the topic, they might contact either the industry personnel or the teachers, and we will guide them forward. And one more thing is that the students are encouraged to learn from each other. So we try to arrange different meetings for them and different ways to share information, so they will understand that it's not only the teacher who can help them, but it's their peers and colleagues as well. So we need to enable knowledge transfer and social skills that way. And in this kind of situation, the role of the teacher is quite different from the traditional lecture-based course. So you most likely recognize the zone of proximal development by Vygotsky, which is basically just a set of skills that the students can handle on their own. So that's a limited set of skills and tasks that they can work on their own. And then there's the whole world that the students are not able of working with, and in between the basic task and skills and the bigger set of tasks, there's this zone of proximal development where the students can actually solve the task if they receive some help. And this is where the learning actually happens, and the main task for the teacher is to keep students in that area. So students need to be able to solve the problems, but the problems need to be difficult enough so the students keep learning. And the role of the teacher is to understand the progress of the students and understand how they might guide the students so that they will not face too difficult tasks. And in one of our cases, we had some 30 students, and usually we have 2 or 3 teachers, but the case that I'm talking about had 2 teachers, and each teacher had 100 hours time to work with this project module and work with the students. And as I mentioned, the teachers don't have any strong leader role. All the student groups are required to be self-organized, so they need to organize themselves and find a leader for the group and run the group on their own. But if they are facing some difficult problems, then the students will stop working, of course, because they are facing too big problems, and the teachers will take the leader role for a while. But that, fortunately, has not happened, so the students have been able to solve all the problems on their own. And our role is to work as an expert and give some advice for the students together with the industry experts from the companies. And I would say that our main role, in addition to keeping the students in the zone of proximal development, is to facilitate the learning and assess the learning as well. And then, of course, when the students are working in teams, there are many interesting questions that we need to think about. The ideal size of the student team, and the way how we form the student teams, and then how to assign the roles for the students. And here's one case from a little bit more than a year ago. We decided that the students can choose their own teams. We just said that the teams have to be between 2 and 4 students to keep it realistic. So if the student group is 7 or 8 students, then it quite often leads to lazy working and not everybody giving their best. So we have found out by our experience that between 2 and 4 is quite ideal. And we had the problem that the students didn't have too clear role. So we tried to assign each task in the project for some student, but we didn't enforce that enough, so all of the students were working on pretty much all the tasks, and they didn't have any specific leader in the project group. So we should in future enforce the team leadership and roles a little bit better. And it will be in future a good idea for the students to first work on what kind of skills does the team need, and then select the team based on that. So now the students chose the team before they had the actual assignment, and it was not a good idea. So first, maybe we should talk about the assignments, and the students will figure out what kind of skills which they need, and then form the teams based on that. And of course, we could also use some kind of working style testing method, for example, DISC or Thomas analysis, to find out what kind of working styles do the students have and what kind of combinations would work the best and enable the best learning outcomes. And one possible way would of course be just by selecting random teams so that the students won't work with their old friends, but more like find more ways to network and learn to work with people that they don't previously know or that they don't get along too well with. Okay, but this was the team working, so between 2 and 4 members, and the students chose their teams on their own. And the way we selected the team reporting is that they had first a project plan, which was assessed by the teachers, and then every 2 weeks they had a written report where they reported what they have achieved in the last report, and did they reach all the goals set by the last report. and what are they going to do during the next 2 weeks, and will there be any problems that you can foresee, and what can you do in beforehand to overcome those problems. And then in each of the biweekly progress reports, they presented the working hours for the students, so we were able to see how hard they have been working and what have they been working on. And in addition to that, they had 3 oral presentations. So in the very beginning, they presented the project plan. In the middle of the semester, they presented the progress, and then they had the final presentation. And because pretty much all of the assignments were from companies, we had to contact quite many companies to find good projects. And this was quite difficult for us because we can't have too difficult problems for the students. It will be too time consuming for them, and it will not lead to learning, but it will lead just to frustration. So there are open questions. So what companies are good for this, and who will contact? Is it the teacher or the students? And how to contact them, and will they pay for the projects, and what kind of resources do they have to allocate for the project, and so on. So there are many open questions. What we learned in this is that we should have been looking for the companies a little bit earlier. So we started just a couple of weeks before the project module started, and this was too late. So next time we need to start looking for the companies and projects much earlier. And the companies did not pay us, so the projects were done for free. So they just gave us some time to encourage the students and guide them, and we gave them the results for free. And all the companies were contacted by teachers first. And when the teachers were contacting the company first, after that the students arranged a meeting with the company and so on, but the first touch was always done by a teacher. And of course, this kind of big project is quite difficult to assess. So how often should we assess? Is it enough if we just give feedback for the students in the end, or should we have like continuous assessment? And who is actually a correct person to do the assessment? So is it a self-assessment or team assessment by the students, or a teacher or a company, or who will be the right person to do the assessment? And one more question is that, is the assessment actually even required? So there are many open questions, and the way we handled this is that we had quite many elements in the assessment, and we did it in a continuous fashion. So we gave some feedback for the students all the way through the semester. So project plan was one assessed part, and the presentations were assessed, and final presentation was quite important part, and then they had the final written report. And then we had a feedback discussion with the student group. So we asked them some more questions and gave them some more feedback and discussed how the workload was divided between students and how they felt about the module and so on. And of course, every time that we had a meeting throughout the semester with the students, we gave them some kind of feedback. And then the companies also gave some feedback for the students, but we should have planned the learning goals a little bit more in detail, and we should have involved the companies a little bit more. So we did have some final discussion with the company, but we should have involved them in the middle of the project as well. And this leads us to quality. So how to keep the company or the customers happy, and how can we ensure that we can deliver what they have been asking for. Again, I'm referring to the case from 2015. So we did not set too systematic timeline to keep in touch with the companies, and we should have done this a little bit better. So we called them every now and then, and we asked the student to keep in touch with the companies, but we should maybe have maybe bi-weekly phone meetings or some other way to keep in track with all the companies. So if there were some problems, we were maybe not aware of them too well. And in some cases, the students were working in the company premises, so we didn't even see the students that often. So that way, we were kind of away from the project in some cases. And one more important thing, that in case the companies are paying for the project, then we need to pay extra attention to quality, because the companies will not tolerate bad quality delivery if they are pay for the project and giving their time to guide the project. So I think the quality is quite important part when we are working with the companies, so we have to keep them happy and keep them satisfied so they want to work together with us in the next year also. And then the final slide is about the student feedback. So students in general liked this way of learning quite much. There were anyhow some students who felt that they would prefer traditional teaching and traditional lecturing more because they felt that this is too challenging for them and they felt a little bit lost. But it was just a minority, so mostly the students enjoyed this a lot because it gave them more freedom and it enabled them to work with the companies and it gave them very good skills for the working life. And what students complained about, they said that there was a little bit too much reporting, so they felt that the reporting kills the flow kind of, so they were not able to concentrate on the actual work, but they had to write reports too much. And I kind of disagree because there was not too much reporting, only one small progress report every 2 weeks and then the final report, so, but still the students felt that it's a little bit too much. But other than that, the students enjoyed it and it was also very rewarding for the teachers, so I highly encourage you to try something like this. So have big industry projects for the students and give them a lot of responsibility, so that way they will learn and they will enjoy on the way. Okay, thank you for your attention. Now, if you have some questions, I'm happy to answer them.
Sakari, for your presentation. What a wonderful presentation, and especially in this part like industry or company took important and wider role in these methods. And okay, now we come to the question and answer session. We only have 30 minutes, 20 to 30 minutes for the Q&A question. There are many questions already raised in the chat box now, but unfortunately we cannot accommodate all the questions to be discussed here. Allow to pick some interesting questions to be answered by the presenter. Okay, the first question it's for Mr. Tri. Mr. Tri from Binus University. And the question is, what should come into consideration when we want to hold a project model in a company? This is from Ibu Risna Lavani. Hello, Mr. Tri.
Hello.
Yes, yes. Can you answer this question? These questions, I think, is already show on the panelist chat box.
Chat, yep, sure,
Yes,
yep.
It's from Miss Lina Lavani. Maybe you can answer that directly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hello, Mr. Na. Thank you for the question.
Mhm.
So what consideration that we have to have before we running a project module? Yeah, I think first, of course, we need to have a good relationship with the company. It's not the project module is not the same as the normal internship. The normal internship, the student will apply their knowledge. In the project module, they're not only applying, but also learning some new knowledge from the company. So it means that the university, we, the lecturer, and the company must agree on the project that can address a good learning outcome. And setting up a project for them is not easy. So we need to have a good relationship. Also, we have to have a good planning. Especially with the number of students. Since funding company is not easy and it takes time, so we have to really know how many students will be joining, the project module, so we can plan ahead to which company we will place them. So at least those two considerations must be must be really taken into account. Other thing like the agreement of the learning outcome, that's also really important. Otherwise, the company will assign what project while the student needs to learn another skill. So that's really need to be taken into account. All right, thank you. I hope that answered your question.
Okay, thank you, Patri, for your answer. And then we have a more question. This question goes to Mr. Sakari. Hello, Mr. Sakari.
Hello.
Yeah, yes. I have a question here. Which one is the better step to start these methods? I mean, like whether we have to set and prepare this method first, or we contact the company as their needs and then set and prepare this method. Can you explain about this?
I think if you have not done anything like this before, it will be good if you start very small. So maybe select just a small amount of students and then contact some company and see what kind of problems would they have, and then try maybe with 4 students or something, because if you start with a big group, it will be maybe too challenging in the beginning. I think it is a good idea to start with contacting the company and making sure that they understand what it's like to work with the university and so on. So they will have realistic expectations before you even start having the students involved. So I think it's a good way to start.
Okay, thank you for your question, for your answer. And then I think this is also to Mr. Sakari. And how did you integrate this module to your curriculum? I mean, like maybe in Binus University, the curriculum is already set there, but and then they want to adopt this methods to their curriculum. How to integrate these methods to their curriculum? What's your suggestion?
Oh, that is a very good question. Thank you for that. We made it so that we had 3 courses that like suited well together. So in one case the courses were mechanical design and mechanical engineering, and then project management and technical documentation. So we just coupled these courses together, so they will all run during the same semester and wrap them as one module. So this project module was consisting of 3 different courses, and then we didn't any longer have separate courses. We just had one module, and it covered all of these topics. So when the students were working in the industry-given topics, they learned about mechanical engineering and design and project management and technical documentation. So I think the easiest way is to find some courses that you are having now and try to couple them together as one module and combine them that way.
Okay. Okay, we still have a question for you. Okay, I hope it's okay with this. What kind of assessment that can cover this program and are good enough to evaluate this program? I mean, whether these methods work well with the students, or how to evaluate these methods implement well or not. Could you explain about that? What kind of assessment? Yeah.
Yes. So did I get the question right? So that how do we understand if these methods work and if these are good methods? Yes. One way is that we had long discussions with the students and tried to understand what they have learned and have they learned if we had like traditional lecturing. And of course we have the background information from last year's traditional lectures, so we know what kind of topics did the students understand during like traditional lecturing and what is their skill set after those courses. And after this project module, we interviewed the students and gained some insight what is their skill level now in relation to the traditional lecturing. And then we also interviewed the companies who were giving the topics for the students, and they had a meeting with us, and we tried to figure out how they felt the students' skill set have been growing during the project module. And we feel that this is quite good way of giving, but it will give some different understanding for the students. So maybe in traditional lecturing they will have more theoretical background, but they can't apply their knowledge as well. So this will give a little bit different learning outcomes, I would say.
Okay. Okay, thank you for your answer. I hope it will explain all to the audience. And then, yes, we have still more question. This is, I think it's already showed up also. To Mr. Sakari and Mr. Tri, what kind of a scoring criteria do you use, lecture or the industry? So how to assessment to make assessment to the student, is this based on what lecturer said, or maybe the industry also need to set or to prepare all the assessment for the students? I think that's the questions kind of like that.
Continue. So we have tried different methods, but we did this last fall also. In the presentation I had the case examples from 2015, but we had this in 2016 also. And in that way, the company gave us the feedback how happy they are with the end result and how happy they are with the schedule and the reporting during the project and so on. So this gave us kind of like the baseline for the grade for the students. But because the students are working in groups, then they divided those grades between them by peer assessment. So they assessed each member of the team. So they assessed the team members by how good technical skills do they have, and how well they work with the team, and how well did they use their time, and so on. So they had different criteria how did they give the peer assessment for the teams. So to wrap up, the company gave the baseline for the grades, so how well did the student team achieve the goal, and then the student team gave a peer assessment, so how they divided those grades between each member of the team. Of course, if there's some problem or something very weird going on with the peer assessment, so somebody gets very low grades, then the students will be interviewed by the teachers, but in this case the students pretty much gave the peer assessment 100%, so the teachers did not get involved in the grading that much. It was between the students and the company, almost 100% last year.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Sakari. Now we have a participant who will have our interactive with us. Is Mr. Fauzi Kosasi. Hello, Mr. Fauzi Kosasi.
Yes, hello.
Yes, can you hear our voice?
Yes, clearly, actually.
Yes. You can ask. You can to the explain. Maybe you need more explanation from the presenters. You can ask now.
Yeah. Thank you for the time. And I want to ask. Just now, I've heard from Mr. Sakari the answer about the scoring criteria used in Turku University, and I thank you for the answer. And then I want to know the answer from Mr. Tri from Yunus University, and what kind of criteria used by you, Mr. Tri, or with your team and lecturer from Yunus University to assess the students' progress actually from the project. Yeah, I think that's it. The host, moderator.
Okay, we'll contact Pak Tri. Mr. Tri.
Yep, hello.
Oh, okay. You can hear that Mr. Fauzi Kosasi asking about questions.
Yep, sure.
Yeah, okay. You can give your opinion, please. Thank you.
Yep, sure. The SENSE project module is a learning outcome set by two aspects. And to finish the project module, there is requirement that the student are assessed by at least 4 presentation. So we also arrange the assessments that way. So we have 4 presentation, each cover the project planning, and then project designing, and then project implementation, and the final result. How the student was assessed, so they presented in front of the university lecturer and also the company tutor. So the present and the company tutor and the university lecturer took the grading. Maybe the next question is what criteria? So of course, the most important criteria is the progress of the project, but also all the soft skill that was defined at the beginning, like capability to break down the project into module, for example, and then reporting, documentation, communication, that also among the criteria when the company tutor and lecturer assess the student presentation. Of course, the presenting itself was also assessed in terms of, let's say, the clarity of the message, the structure of the presentation, and so on. So the assessment is both on the content and on the presentation itself. I think that's the criteria. Since in our project model there is no mock exam, there is no mid exam, there is no final exam, the content also assessed during the presentation as well. So I hope that answer your question, Mr. Fauzi.
Yeah. Thank you, Mr. Trading.
Mr. Fauzi, for your questions, and thank you, Patri, for your answers. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, all participants, sorry we almost come to the end of the session. Thank you very much for our 2 presenters, and all participants are very active asking questions. Sorry for not all the questions can be discussed in this session. And also may I inform you that yesterday's session recording has been uploaded, so for those who missed yesterday's session can check at our website on the webindarnutsiamelek.org. And today's recorded session also will be published tomorrow at the same website. All updates and information regarding the first InnoPet webinar also can access through the website address as well. Don't forget to fill and submit the questionnaire, which can be accessed through this address. And tomorrow we will have session 4, inviting 2 presenters, one from Inholan University and one from Bina Nusantara University, discussing about rubric methods. Hopefully tomorrow's session would be fruitful as today's session. See you tomorrow and have a nice day. Thank you to all the presenters. Thank you to Mr. Tri, and thank you for Mr. Sakari. See you tomorrow. Bye.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye. Thank you.